If you want to know which Pokemon to use to rank up faster in Pokemon Unite, then this video is for you. Hey Pokemon trainers, I came across a tier list coming directly from players that are consistently ranked very high in ladder. Now they handpicked these Pokemon based on their strength in a high level 5v5 competition setting, so this advice is honestly probably the best you'll find anywhere. So let's go ahead and break it down. Okay, so Dragonite, being the newest member to the game, is already ranked extremely high with Lucario and Eldegoss. Honestly, Eldegoss doesn't really surprise me. She's been a premier support Pokemon for a very long time and will remain in the S tier, probably for a very long time too as well. She has the ranged attacking ability as a support, so she is able to stay a safe distance away and not get killed while also aiding her allies. I think the only way she gets removed from here is if they introduce another OP support or just buff the absolute heck out of her. But for now, she's pretty much going to be staying in the S tier. Lucario, I can definitely see as also an S tier Pokemon, so that makes a whole lot of sense. He is very insane early game, hard to be contested in lane, and he has extreme speed, which makes him almost like a god in this game. He's basically the poster child of Unite, and for those of you that have him, make sure you use him for rank pushes. You won't be disappointed. He's an extremely good Pokemon to rank up with. On the other hand, Dragonite is also extremely strong, and here's why they got it right with putting him in S tier. For one, he has a very strong early game, and if you're playing him at the jungle, he becomes really troubling for other players at level 5. On top of that, once you are level 8, he unlocks Hyper Beam and you have access to one of the best secures in the game. And not to mention that you can spam his Unite move and use it to move around the map, to farm, to keep people safe, and to also fight. Literally for anything. So yeah, Pokemon trainers, if you have Dragonite, there are really a ton of reasons why you should be using him to push for rank. One thing you guys will notice is that Venusaur actually was in the S tier but recently got moved down to A. So that means he's still a pretty good Pokemon, just not like the actual best with ranking up. One thing I'm actually really surprised about is Sarina not being an S. I think most of you guys would agree that she is absolutely broken right now and is capable of completely shredding multiple players in a row. So that's actually pretty surprising to see in A. But if she's an A, then that means that she's still a pretty viable Pokemon to rank with. And the rest of the Pokemon in Class A, I think, are right where they should be. For example, Wigglytuff with the Sing ability offers a huge advantage, especially in the early game laning phase, both defensively and offensively, and can definitely allow her lane partner to swoop in and kill other opponents. We also have Mr. Mime with a very strong Unite move that can stun other Pokemon. His ability to also chip down squishy Pokemon and zone things off from other teams or trap Pokemon with its walls just makes him a really good all-around great character. Pikachu, another one, also another good choice. Really solid early game laner, and with a recent cooldown on his Unite move, really allowing him to pop more Unite moves than maybe any other Pokemon in the game. He has the ability to stun and is very strong mid to late game. So basically Pikachu is a very good solid choice when you're trying to consider which Pokemon you want to use to rank up with. And also I want to remind you guys, if you guys are liking this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you won't miss out on any more Pokemon Unite videos from this channel. In the B section, we got Pokemon like Talonflame, who was really good, but recent nerfs hit him pretty strongly, so I guess I can see him in the B tier placement. Snorlax also at B, I can see that. He seems to be pretty average right now at best in terms of the way he can be played. Looking at Mamoswine, he did have some recent changes with his evolution at level 9 instead of level 10, so that's been pretty good for him. He has a pretty strong early game with Tackle and Ice Shard, being able to secure some good farm, but from the looks of how viable he is to be a good Pokemon for the competitive scene, it's just not there for him. Moving down to the C tier, we see that they placed Charizard in this sort of rank, and I think it might be because he is extremely reliant on his ult, and he is also unable to use that on Pokemon that are unstoppable. And if you use your ult on an unstoppable target, I think it goes to only about 90%. So this fact also makes Charizard sort of fall off, I guess, in the competitive scene. With Absol, I know a lot of players love Absol, but he has also fallen to the C tier for higher ranked matches. I think this is just because he's quite squishy, he's pretty average in team fights, and really doesn't have that great of an ult, and is also prone to a lot of CC. So I think with my opinion, I totally agree with them. Now I think a lot of these Pokemon are actually fun to play with, like in standard matches and stuff, but when it comes to ranking, it's going to be a little bit different on which Pokemon you want to choose. So just keep in mind, as metas change and as new Pokemon enter the game, along with buff and nerf changes, that this can always change. Alright, I want to jump down to the last tier with only two Pokemon, Crustle and Gengar. So Crustle recently lost his crits on his Stealth Rock, but gained a boosted attack with his basic. And losing his crits makes him lose his ability to farm around the map a lot faster, which puts him in a bit of a weird position, so I can understand his placement at the very bottom. And Gengar has had some pretty significant nerfs too as well, which basically has made him quite garbage ever since. This does not mean that Gengar isn't a fun character to play with, because Gengar is just as good as any other, but as far as ranking with him, he is literally one of the worst choices that you can make along along with him and Crustle. So there you guys have it. I don't think you can find actually a better perspective than this tier list on who you should use to rank up. The fact that it's coming from some very good top ranked players should provide some good insight if you're ever wondering the best way to rank in the game. If you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any Unite videos, and I will see you guys in the next Pokemon video. Peace.